Over the past 2 decades, China has poured billions of dollars into the continent, building railways, ports, skyscrapers, and energy projects. These investments span critical sectors like infrastructure, technology, energy, and mining, making China Africa's largest trading partner and a key economic ally. But these partnerships are more than just business. They reflect a strategic effort to foster mutual growth. While the opportunities are immense, they also come with challenges, sparking conversations about dependency, debt, and local empowerment. So, which African nations have become hotspots for Chinese investments? Let's explore the top 10 and their transformative projects. Zambia kicks off our list, a country whose partnership with China has been pivotal in driving its development, particularly in the mining and infrastructure sectors. As one of the world's largest copper producers, Zambia has attracted significant Chinese interest, particularly in its mining sector. Chinese companies like the China Non-Ferrous Metal Mining Group have invested billions in Zambia's copper mines, helping to boost the country's production and export capacity. In 2022, China's investments in Zambia were estimated to exceed $6 billion, with much of this directed towards infrastructure projects. The China-funded Lusaka-Douglas Road and various power plants are helping to modernize Zambia's infrastructure, contributing to economic growth. China also plays a critical role in Zambia's energy sector. However, Zambia faces mounting debt concerns, with over $6 billion owed to China alone. Kenya secures the 9th spot, standing as a key partner in China's Belt and Road Initiative. Over the past decade, China has invested heavily in Kenya, with total funding exceeding $9 billion, primarily targeting infrastructure projects. One of the most iconic developments is the Standard Gauge Railway (SGR), connecting Nairobi to Mombasa. This $4.7 billion railway has reduced travel time between the two cities by 50%, making it a game-changer for trade and tourism. The expansion of the Mombasa port, funded by a $350 million loan from China, has positioned Kenya as a regional trade hub. Moreover, the Nairobi Expressway, a $600 million project, has transformed the capital's traffic flow, cutting commute times by over 40%. These projects have generated thousands of jobs, with 90% of workers on some projects being Kenyan, according to official statistics. However, Kenya's rising debt to China, currently making up around 22% of the country's external debt, sparks ongoing debates about financial sustainability. Ethiopia ranks 8th on the list, showcasing a dynamic partnership with China that has reshaped the nation's economy and infrastructure. Over the past decade, Chinese investments in Ethiopia have exceeded $13 billion, focusing on industrial parks, railways, and energy projects. A standout achievement is the Addis Ababa-Djibouti Railway, a $4.5 billion project funded and built by Chinese firms. This 750-kilometer rail line, Africa's first fully electrified railway, has cut freight transport time from 3 days to just 12 hours, revolutionizing trade between landlocked Ethiopia and Djibouti's port. In addition, Ethiopia's Hawassa Industrial Park, developed with significant Chinese funding, is now a hub for textiles and apparel, creating over 25,000 jobs and boosting exports by $165 million annually. Chinese companies have also been instrumental in Ethiopia's energy sector, funding hydropower plants like Djibouti 3, which generates 50% of the country's electricity supply. Despite Ethiopia's rapid development, concerns about rising debt loom large. Nigeria, Africa's largest economy, takes the 7th spot, benefiting from a diverse range of Chinese investments across multiple sectors. With over $15 billion in Chinese funding, Nigeria has become a hub for transformative projects in energy, transportation, and technology. One standout investment is the Zungeru Hydroelectric Power Project, a $1.3 billion venture co-financed by China. Once operational, it's expected to generate 700 megawatts, addressing 10% of Nigeria's power needs and boosting energy reliability for millions. In transportation, China has funded and constructed key railway lines, such as the Abuja-Kaduna Railway and the Lagos-Ibadan Railway, significantly improving connectivity in the region. The Lagos-Ibadan line, costing $1.5 billion, has reduced travel times by 65%, making trade and commuting more efficient. China's influence extends to technology, with collaborations in Nigeria's growing tech ecosystem. Huawei and other Chinese firms are partnering to expand 5G networks, aiming to bring high-speed internet to over 70 million Nigerians. While these projects fuel growth, they've raised debates about Nigeria's rising debt, with Chinese loans making up approximately 11% of the country's external debt. Tanzania ranks 6th, thanks to its strategic location and abundant natural resources, making it a prime destination for Chinese investments. Over the past decade, China has invested approximately $10 billion in various sectors, including infrastructure, energy, and trade. One of the most ambitious projects is the construction of the Bagamoyo port, a $10 billion joint venture. Once completed, this megaport is expected to handle 20 million containers annually, making it one of the largest ports in Africa and a game-changer for East African trade. Tanzania's energy sector has also benefited. The Kinyerezi gas power plant, built with Chinese funding of over $700 million, now generates 240 megawatts, addressing 15% of Tanzania's energy needs and reducing reliance on hydroelectric power. In agriculture, China has funded irrigation systems, increasing Tanzania's rice production by 30%, strengthening food security and export potential. However, these investments haven't come without challenges, as Chinese loans account for around 17% of Tanzania's external debt. Algeria, Africa's largest country by land area, ranks 5th due to its strategic partnership with China in construction, energy, and infrastructure. With over $20 billion in Chinese investments, Algeria is transforming its urban and industrial landscapes. A flagship project is the construction of Algiers' Grand Mosque, the third largest mosque in the world and the tallest building in Africa, built at a cost of $1.2 billion. This architectural marvel symbolizes the strength of Algeria-China ties while attracting global attention. In housing, China has delivered over 500,000 residential units, addressing Algeria's urbanization challenges. These projects, valued at $7 billion, have provided homes for thousands of families and boosted local employment by engaging Algerian workers alongside Chinese engineers. Algeria's energy sector also benefits from Chinese expertise. Investments in solar energy, including a 233-megawatt photovoltaic project, are positioning Algeria as a renewable energy leader in North Africa. Trade relations between the two nations are thriving, with China accounting for 18% of Algeria's total imports, making it Algeria's largest trading partner. Algeria's story highlights the profound potential of strategic partnerships. Egypt ranks 4th, thanks to its ambitious infrastructure projects and growing economic ties with China. Over the past decade, Chinese investments in Egypt have reached around $25 billion, focusing on urban development, transportation, and energy. A centerpiece of this partnership is the new administrative capital, a sprawling megacity being built east of Cairo with significant Chinese backing. Chinese banks have financed $3 billion of the project's initial phases, including a towering 385-meter iconic tower, the tallest in Africa, which symbolizes Egypt's modernization efforts. In energy, China has invested heavily in solar power. The Benban Solar Park, one of the largest in the world, received substantial Chinese funding and now generates over 1.8 gigawatts of electricity, powering 20% of Egypt's solar energy capacity and driving the country toward renewable goals. Trade is another vital area, with China ranking as Egypt's top trade partner. In 2023, trade volume reached $15 billion, representing a 15% increase from the previous year. Egypt's partnership with China is transforming it into a regional hub for innovation and growth. Angola stands third on the list, showcasing a deep and long-standing partnership with China driven by its vast oil reserves. Over the past 2 decades, Chinese investments and loans in Angola have surpassed $40 billion, making it one of China's largest trading partners in Africa. Oil is the backbone of this relationship. Angola is China's second-largest supplier of crude oil, accounting for 15% of China's total oil imports. In exchange, Chinese companies have built essential infrastructure, including highways, hospitals, and housing developments. Notably, over 2,800 kilometers of roads have been constructed by Chinese firms, boosting connectivity in this vast country. Angola's capital, Luanda, has also seen a transformation. The Kalamba Kiaxi housing project, valued at $3.5 billion, created a new urban center with over 20,000 apartments, housing tens of thousands of Angolans. China has further invested in Angola's diversification efforts, funding agriculture projects aimed at reducing reliance on oil. However, Angola's debt to China, which represents nearly 35% of its total external debt, raises concerns about long-term financial stability. South Africa ranks second on the list, boasting a robust and diverse partnership with China that spans multiple sectors. Over the years, Chinese investments in South Africa have exceeded $14 billion, with key focus areas in mining, manufacturing, and renewable energy. One of the most notable projects is the Saldanha Bay Industrial Development Zone, a $5 billion venture funded by Chinese companies, aimed at transforming South Africa into a regional industrial hub. This project has created thousands of jobs and strengthened the country's manufacturing capacity. South Africa is also a leader in mining, with China being a major investor in the platinum group metals (PGMs) sector. China's demand for PGMs has led to investments in South African mines, fueling economic growth and trade. Additionally, China's investment in renewable energy in South Africa is significant. The Kathu Solar Park, a $350 million initiative, generates 100 megawatts of clean energy, supporting South Africa's transition to a greener economy. However, South Africa's rising debt to China, which makes up 10% of its external debt, raises concerns about its long-term financial health. Djibouti takes the top spot, a small but strategically crucial country that has become a focal point of Chinese investment in Africa. With a population of just over 1 million, Djibouti has attracted more than $10 billion in Chinese funding, primarily focused on its infrastructure and trade potential. The most prominent example of China's influence is the Djibouti port, a key transshipment hub for trade between Asia, the Middle East, and Europe. China has invested over $4 billion in upgrading the port, making it one of the busiest and most advanced in Africa. This has positioned Djibouti as a critical player in global trade routes. Another notable project is the Djibouti-Addis Ababa Railway, a $4 billion Chinese-built rail line linking Djibouti to Ethiopia, significantly improving regional trade and reducing transportation costs by 60%. Djibouti's geostrategic location has also attracted Chinese military interests. In 2017, China opened its first overseas military base in Djibouti, underscoring the importance of the country in China's Belt and Road Initiative. Despite concerns over rising debt, which comprises nearly 70% of Djibouti's GDP, the country's investments are fueling rapid growth and positioning it as a crucial African economic hub. And there you have it, the top 10 African nations attracting massive Chinese investments, each with its own unique story of growth and transformation. What do you think about China's role in Africa? Let us know in the comments and don't forget to like and subscribe for more insights.